Your mind naturally seeks balance, but sometimes needs conscious assistance to find its equilibrium. This balancer that we're about to do restores your mental harmony. So place one hand on your forehead and one hand on the back of your head and feel the warmth of your hands, creating a connection between the front and back of your brain. Now, close your eyes if it's safe to do so and breathe slowly while imagining your thoughts settling like sediment in still water. And notice that any chaotic mental activity gradually organizes into peaceful clarity. Now, visualize a perfectly balanced scale in your mind. Any excessive worry, excitement, or confusion is being distributed evenly, creating perfect mental equilibrium. This balancer works because the physical gesture, combined with your visualization, activates your brain's natural balancing mechanisms. Practice this technique for about 90 seconds. Whenever you feel mentally unbalanced, you'll develop the ability to restore mental equilibrium rapidly, maintaining optimal function. Now, open your eyes, relax, come on back out. Your comfort zone is where your current skills live, but your development zone, just outside that comfort zone, is where your potential awaits activation. Identify one area where you typically avoid challenges due to fear of failure or discomfort. Now, this resistance points towards your development opportunity. Design a series of progressive challenges that gradually stretch you beyond your comfort zone. Start with something that creates mild discomfort, not overwhelming fear. Each time you successfully complete a development challenge, celebrate this expansion. Gradually increase the challenge level as your comfort zone expands. What once seemed impossible becomes routine through progressive exposure. Now, this technique works because it systematically expands your capabilities while managing the anxiety that often prevents development. You're literally rewiring your brain to seek challenge rather than avoid it. Clarity about what matters most transforms good intentions into decisive action. Now, this method cuts through confusion to identify your most leveraged activities. So, list everything competing for your attention today. Then ask yourself, if I could only accomplish 3 things today, which would create the most meaningful impact? Circle these 3 priorities. Everything else becomes secondary. And notice how this simple filter creates immediate clarity about where to direct your energy. For each priority, identify the single most important action you could take to move it forward. Write these 3 actions on a separate piece of paper. Now, this method works because it forces you to distinguish between urgent and important, between busy work and meaningful work. Your brain operates most effectively with clear hierarchies. So apply this crystallization process every morning. You'll experience the power of focused effort and watch your most important goals advance rapidly rather than remaining perpetually someday dreams. Your emotional state isn't something that happens to you. It's something you can regulate with precision, just like adjusting a thermostat. When intense emotions surge through you, imagine an internal thermostat that controls your emotional temperature. Notice where your current setting is. Perhaps anxiety is at level 8 or anger at level 9. Now, consciously reach for that internal dial and slowly turn it down 1 degree at a time. Feel the intensity beginning to soften as you breathe deeply and deliberately. This isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about developing mastery over their intensity. As you practice this adjustment, notice how your thoughts become clearer and your responses more considered. This technique works because it gives your conscious mind a specific, actionable way to influence your emotional state. Practice this thermostat adjustment 3 times a day, and you'll develop the remarkable ability to regulate your emotional temperature, even in challenging circumstances. Resistance to important tasks isn't weakness, it's information. When you notice resistance to a task, pause and get curious. Ask, what specifically am I resisting? Often you'll discover that you're not resisting the work itself, but some assumption about how it must be done. Maybe you're insisting it's got to be perfect or completed all at once. Now, ask yourself, what's the easiest way to make progress on this? Maybe it's a bit at a time. Finally commit to this easier version and begin immediately. Notice how resistance dissolves when you remove unnecessary complexity. This technique works because it addresses the root cause of resistance rather than trying to power through it with willpower alone. Mental overwhelm can create fog in your thinking, but you can clear this fog with a visualization technique that washes away any confusion. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes and imagine standing beneath a shower of pure crystalline light. This isn't ordinary water, it's liquid clarity itself, washing over your mind and body. Feel this luminous stream flowing through every thought, dissolving worry and confusion. With each drop, scattered thoughts organize themselves naturally. As the clarity shower continues, notice specific insights emerging. Solutions to problems become obvious. This visualization works because your subconscious mind responds powerfully to symbolic, cleansing imagery. The shower metaphor engages your body's natural relaxation response. In just a couple of minutes, you'll experience the relief of clear, organized thinking, and you'll be able to tackle any challenge with focused precision. And then open your eyes and come on back out. Your energy and focus naturally fluctuate throughout the day. For 1 week, track your energy levels hourly from 1 to 10. Notice where you feel most alert, focused, and creative versus when you feel sluggish or scattered. Identify your consistent peak performance windows. Now, protect these times fiercely and use them for your highest priority tasks. When possible, arrange your day so challenging work happens during these peaks and recovery activities happens during the valleys. This formula works because it honors your natural rhythms rather than fighting against them. Restructure your schedule based on your energy patterns. You'll achieve breakthrough productivity by doing the right work at the right time for your unique rhythm. Small actions, when strategically designed, create exponential momentum that carries you towards your goals with increasing ease and speed. So choose one action that, when completed, makes other actions easier or unnecessary. Complete this keystone action first before checking email, making calls, or handling routine tasks. Now, identify how this completed action creates momentum for your next task. Perhaps organizing a workspace makes everything else flow better. This system works because it leverages the psychological principle of positive momentum. In other words, success breeds success. Start each day by identifying and completing your keystone action. You'll find that one well-chosen action creates a cascade of productivity that transforms your entire day. True expertise isn't about natural talent, it's about deliberate practice following a specific formula that you can apply to any skill or knowledge area. First, deconstruct your target skill into its component parts. What are the specific sub-skills that comprise mastery? Identify the 20% that delivers 80% of the results. Focus intensively on your weakest component rather than practicing what you already do well. This targeted approach accelerates overall improvement. Seek immediate feedback on your practice attempts. Push consistency at the edge of your current ability. This formula works because it follows the proven principles of skill acquisition used by world-class performers across all domains. Apply this formula to one skill you want to develop. Breakthroughs don't happen randomly. They occur when you persist through specific threshold moments that most people abandon just before success arrives. So learn to recognize the signals that indicate you're approaching a breakthrough. increased resistance, the urge to quit, feeling like you're not making any progress. These feelings aren't signs to stop, they're indicators that you're close to a breakthrough. When you detect these signals, consciously decide to persist for one more day, one more attempt. Often, the breakthrough is just one step beyond where you want to quit. So document your breakthrough moments to recognize this pattern. This builds your breakthrough threshold tolerance for future challenges. This detector works because it reframes the most difficult moments as proximity indicators rather than failure signals. You'll learn to persist through the valley that precedes every peak.